Milhouse this time. This time I teleported using my own powers of telepathy. Woo! But once again, coming to you from a secret, undisclosed location hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of downtown historic St. John's, Newfoundland, comes in the Library of Graphic Literature with me, your host, Wallace Ryan. Oh, what a week, what a week. Another fun week here on Earth, and a nice little passel of books here too, by the way. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay. First of all, from our good fine folks at PS Artbooks comes Tales of the Mysterious Traveler. Woo! This is a comic from Carlton, I do believe, if I'm not correct. Yeah, Carlton Comics. And it's most famous actually. There are other artists in it, from Bill Malno to Charles Nicholas, Dick Gordana, Rocco Mastroserio, Paul Ryman, and of course, last and definitely not least, and the one this book is actually the most famous for, is some cool stories from Steve Ditko, the man himself. Yes, the legendary Steve Ditko. I love this. I love his early late 50s stuff. Is not as much of as any of his other stuff. Once again, look at those cool ads there. So yeah, there's some cool work from all of them. Come on, let's. Oh, there we go. There's a bit of Ditko there for you. You can recognize Ditko, of course, a mile away. And why not? He's brilliant. So, oh, there you go. I mean, check that out. Yeah, I don't know how many of you, like me, are big Ditko fans, but I love these covers. He did some great covers for them. There's no quite like the Ditko man. So yeah, another nice little volume from the fine folks at PS Artbooks. I love the slipcases too. They're just so cool. So pick this one up. Nice one. Now, where's my? Oh my God! It's like someone's made off with my razor blade thing. One moment. I have one over here behind the camera. Ta-da! Okay. So, what do we have next here? Okay. Oh, well, next, actually, before I get into that, next thing, actually, is from Boom Studios. Is a really cool book, Peanuts, the Dell Comics Archives. This is a great little book from fine folks at Boom. When I seen it, I just loved. There's something really cool about the size of this. It just seems to, I don't know, it just seems to really fit it for some reason. I even messaged Ross at Boom to tell him how much I liked it already, even before I've read it or whatever. Just looking at it and looking at the format of it and all that, it's absolutely cool. So any of you out there who are Peanuts fans, check this one out. Now, of course, there are some jokes, I guess, taken over from the comics, from the comic strips. But yeah, it's now the first couple of issues, I do believe, were done by Schultz and then taken over by someone else, if I'm not correct. But yeah, really cool. So for you Peanuts fans out there who thought you've had a little bit of everything, here's a little bit more. Love these covers too. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Good old Dell. Dell, of course, went on to become more or less gold key. So yeah, check it out. It's lovely looking. Lovely looking. Like I say, there's just something really cool about the size too. It fits, I don't know, it fits right in your hand. There's just something really cool about it. So this, it's a book I highly recommend. Let's just put it this way. All you Peanuts fans, run out and get this. Now, oh, what else do we have here? Ooh, from DC and Vertigo comes American Vampire. Boom, 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 boom. This is a cool series done by Scott Snyder and Rafael Albuquerque, and actually Stephen King. I do believe he wrote the first, or co-wrote the first 5 or 6 issues with him, and then Snyder took over it. I've actually read a fair amount of this. I did have the individual hardcovers, but when I seen it come out in such a lovely volume here, I decided, well, I think I'll pick this up and just get rid of the other volumes I have. Oh, get off me, no, no! Okay. Nice, eh? There. Let's just slip out the dust jacket while I show it to you. Ooh, wow, nice inside there. This is what I love with DC. They're such high production values. Inside, whole new artwork. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, let's have a look at the spine here. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful work here. I really like Albuquerque's work. There's also Sean Murphy and Dustin Nguyen, I think, also contribute. But yeah, like I said, I've read this, and I love what I'd read. I can't remember how far up in this I've read, but I've read a fair amount. But yeah, Snyder, of course, like most people will agree with me. I think is a very good writer, and this happens to be a nice example of it. Check out that artwork there, man. This is some storytelling, I tell you. But yeah, great series. It's a neat take on vampires, as if, you know, there could be another take on vampires. He actually did it. But yeah, highly recommend anyone who hasn't had the pleasure of experiencing American Vampire to give it a shot. And some nice. I would love extra features. They're so cool. So, American Vampire, buy it. I'll come over to your house and suck your blood. No, seriously though, very nice. Okay, let's wrap it all up again. Lay it over with the other comics here. Or the other books. Now, let's see here. I'll go with this one here first. This is from NBM Graphic Novels. Written and produced by Jim Barry and illustrated by Val Mayerik, the legendary Val Mayerik. Val's best known for co-creating Howard the Duck. He did other things too. I think he did Void Indigo, I think, with Steve Gerber also. But yeah, done a few things through the years. I actually always kind of liked Val's stuff. So if you haven't, if you're not familiar with him, check it out. Now this, of course, is a Western. So check it out. Look at that. My God, is that storytelling or is that storytelling? Not a particularly long book. 39, 40 pages, something like that. But yeah, it's actually oh, and look, check this out. This is actually sewn. Which a lot of times, sewn binding, a lot of times I found the NBM, which puts out some great books. Sometimes they don't have sewn bindings. But still, I still like them. Whew, and let's see, ooh. Now here comes something that's really cool. This is a book from the legendary Alberto Brescia, I think is the way you pronounce his name, and written by Hector Germain Osterheld. Pretty cool. Osterheld, actually, he did another famous book called The Eternaut, which is incredible. Brescia himself is very, very influential. Even in terms of American comics, there's people like Frank Miller. There's a lot of people, I think, who've been influenced by this guy. And the artwork, it's even just having looked at some of his stuff online and then having looked at this, it's absolutely amazing. I love the use of blacks, everything in it. Osterfeld, unfortunately, he died, I do believe, they think in 78, because in 77 the military government in Argentina arrested him and his 4 daughters, and they were never seen again. So they were murdered around that time or whatever. But yeah, Osterheld did some really nice stuff. This is a beautiful book too, by the way, from Fantagraphics, and this is Mortcinder. It's basically this guy who dies, and it's kind of like bit of time travel. Yeah, he travels through time, space. It's a man who rises from the grave every time he is killed. Pretty cool, eh? But yeah, like I say, I've never read this now myself, but just from what everyone's online had said when I researched it, it looked like, oh, I gotta get this for sure. But don't let me, don't take my word for it. Go out and buy it yourself, or here, have a look at it before you do this. A couple of Vertigo comic strips, then look at that. I love his use of black and white. I'm a big fan of black and white myself, mainly because of where I started working in newspapers and stuff like that. Doing comic strips, it was almost always black and white, and the independent comics I did myself were of course black and white because I couldn't afford full color comics to produce them. So I have a special place in my heart for good old black and white comics. So check it out, Mortcinder from Fantagraphics. Now, so that's all the new books this week. Oh, hang on, I forgot to give the old spinner rack a spin. And why am I spinning the spinner rack? Because we're going to go back in time a little bit to a new feature I like to call backorder books. And what backorder books is every so often I will actually order a book, or I've come across a book that I don't have for whatever reason, and I've decided, well, hey, I want this, and I've ordered it for myself. So this week's backorder book actually is from the fine folks at EuroComics. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Dean. And this is a book called, now this is a soft cover, as you'd notice I, for the most part, stick to hardcovers, but until I see this in hardcover, I figured soft cover was as close as I was going to get for a while. Anyway, this is done by, check this out. Now this is another one that influenced people like Frank Miller and a lot of other American artists. I love his work. Is just so, the blacks are just even more so than Brescia. With him here, they're super black. And I do believe, as a matter of fact, I do believe Munoz is also Argentinian, if I'm not correct. Let's see now here. Forced to flee the dictatorship. Oh yes, he was forced to flee born in Buenos Aires in '42. But yeah, he was lucky. He got out before he was murdered. Thank God. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing work. Like I say, this when you look at his work, you will actually see a little bit of certain other artists who you recognize, who are new artists today, but they've definitely been influenced by him. Once again, Frank Miller being one of them. So let's have a close-up look. Check. I love this cover. Look, isn't that beautiful? So simple. It's here we go. Look at that stark. Love those blacks. Spotty spot spot spot. Yeah, definitely gonna read this. I've actually started to buy up a lot of the EuroComics books, even though they're even the softcover ones, because just wanted to delve more into some more European comics and seeing how they're printing some of the best out there. I figure this and the Corto Maltese and some of the other ones too. But yeah, look at this, hard bitten. Like I say, you can even see a little bit of the influence on people like Miller, even Keith Giffen, very influenced by him apparently. But yeah, if you love it, run out and get it. Alack Sinner, still in print too. Oh, well, I guess that's going to be about it for this week. Got some really cool books coming next week, so I'm very excited about that. And I have some exciting news, but gonna wait for a couple weeks until I let it out. I think it's about 3 weeks. Actually, when the next previews comes out, that's when I'll tell you my big secret news. And then there's some other secret news on a local level having to do with comic books here in St. John's, Newfoundland, that I'll be announcing once it's all organized and ready to go. And that's about it. So thank you very much once again for tuning in to watch me fall in love with comics all over again once again. And I'll see you folks once again here in the Library of Graphic Literature. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. In the meantime, keep on reading. I might as well... Oh my God. Look at the size of that boom tube there. Hang on a sec. I've got to go and stuff myself into it. See you next week. Bye.